Okay guys, come on in.
I've invited some friends for a meal.
We've got some rendang, some spicy chicken, sayur lodeh, curry chicken, even mac and cheese, meatballs, pasta, and smoked duck. And this is just a seafood roll.
Oh,
Takin, let's go.
yeah.
Go for it.
I love the rendang. I love the taste.
What do you think of the chicken?
It's moist enough, it's not overcooked.
What if I told you that it took me less than 10 minutes to prepare each dish?
Oh.
Sit tight.
10 minutes is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. All is revealed. Essentially, these are all what we call ready-to-heat meals. It came in a box. I simply had to microwave it.
Wow.
Wow.
None of my guests could tell that this feast that looks freshly cooked came from these boxes. Ready-to-heat meals, designed to mimic a home-cooked meal. They are catching on fast. You'll find them everywhere now, from supermarkets to vending machines.
So in this episode, I find out more about these meals. They're a convenient choice, but are they a tasty and healthy one? The plan is this. I'm going on a diet of ready-to-heat meals. Gonna have them for lunch and dinner 5 days a week for 1 whole month.
Before I start on the experiment, it's time for a health check.
It does make such a big difference on the small. Hello.
Meet John, our executive producer. He's going through the same health check because he's also going to be on the same diet as I will be.
It's always good to have more data, right?
Okay.
We'll check your cholesterols, we'll check your sugars, and then we will take some height weight measurements. We'll also check your liver function, your kidney function, just to get a kind of a general idea of your nutrition at the start. And then at the end of 1 month, we'll repeat all these measurements and let's see if there's any differences.
Besides the usual cholesterol and blood sugar levels, our hydration and sodium levels will also be monitored through our liver and kidney functions. Then it's off to stock up on some ready-to-heat meals.
Okay. Ooh, there's quite a variety here. Got Asian, Western, Korean even. What's this? Stir-fried chicken and basil with rice. $5.50. Some of that. Oh, local favorites. Ayam bakar blue pea rice, clay pot chicken rice. And these are only $3.85 each. Wow! These are cheaper than you would get even at a hawker center. I think I've got all that my freezer can fit for now. This should last me about 2 weeks. And the total price is $92.54. Let's find out what that means for each meal. Oh, it's only $4.60 per meal, which sounds like a pretty good deal. So the question is now, I wonder if they taste as good as they look. Let's go find out. That first bite was quite tasty. It's still really hot. But the main thing is, I realized this portion is really small. And there are 4 pieces of chicken meat in there, some vegetables and sauce. The aroma's not bad. There's no way this is healthy. No vegetables, not even any onions. It's basically just bread and cheese, pretty much, with a bit of truffle flavor. Maybe I'll actually lose some weight from this experiment. Pasta with chicken sauce. Quite a lot of pasta. Sauce and again, nothing much in it. I gotta admit, eating all this frozen food, it's very unsatisfying.
So far, I've not found the meals particularly tasty, but maybe it's just me. Maybe others won't find it so bad. I guess it's time for a taste test.
Come on in, guys, come.
I've brought 7 Talking Point viewers and John. I'll be serving 4 dishes. The ready-to-heat version versus a freshly cooked hawker version.
I want you to rate each dish that you get. So based on a score of 0 to 10, 0 being it's horrible, nasty, 10 being really yummy and delicious. Now here's the only catch. You're gonna do it blindfolded. Okay, let's bring on the first dish, which is spaghetti with chicken sauce. The left side received 57. Okay, now we go for the right side. There you go. So, the left plate is the winner for everyone except Heidi. Why did you like the right one more?
More flavor. I could taste like there's spice in there. Yeah, like herbs.
The first dish tasted, you could taste the tomatoes, you could taste the sauce.
okay.
The second one, it was not salty. It was a bit sweet, it was a bit weird.
We're bringing on the second dish. It's butter chicken biryani.
That's a no-brainer, man.
Dish number 3, beef rendang. So, how many of you like the one on the left more? All right, guys, we're down to the last dish. Seafood hor fun. We got to do a total score.
Overall, 196 points for the dishes on the left and 180 for the dishes on the right.
Okay, the one on the left are what we call ready-to-heat meals.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. This guy on the right, we actually got them fresh. From different hawkers, different places, but basically they were not frozen, they were cooked fresh.
Oh, really?
So it's surprising that the fresh stuff didn't do as well.
Maybe it's the preservatives that they put in the ready to heat that makes the flavor more.
Oh, more enticing.
Yeah.
So based on these results, what I want to do is visit a food manufacturer who makes these ready-to-heat meals to find out what it is they're doing, how they're cooking it, and why it could end up being so tasty.
Just another typical day out filming, and I'm finding that, I'm feeling really sluggish and tired. The food I've been eating doesn't give me much energy, and it doesn't last long. So I find like it's 4 o'clock and I'm hungry already. Ooh, this is one of those cases where the picture actually looks pretty much like the dish, except I feel like I see big prawns on the picture, but I don't see any prawns in the noodles. But still, this one's got lots of greenery, so that actually is making me happy, even though I'm not really a vegetable lover. Not too bad.
The frozen meals didn't fill me up much, but the taste tests I did show they outperformed the fresh versions.
So I'm taking the results to a food manufacturer who specializes in this. They produce over 500,000 ready-to-heat meals for different brands each year. So Alex, I want to show you this chart. On the left is the column for ready-to-heat meals. On the right was the freshly cooked version. So does it surprise you that in some cases, people found the ready-to-heat meals more tasty than the freshly cooked version?
Actually, it doesn't surprise me because I think for ready-to-eat meals, right, when it's produced centrally in the kitchen, you do have professional and R&D chefs to really work on the recipe to tweak to the taste that mass consumer actually enjoy.
So how do you ensure that the ready-to-heat meals, the frozen version, end up tasting just as good as the fresh stuff?
We will look at the ingredients itself and we will see what are the ingredients that are suitable for freezing. So for example, like your greens, after freezing, it will turn darker. Texture-wise, it's usually not as ideal.
Okay. So some things freeze better than others. And
Yes,
okay.
exactly. Yeah, so today actually we are making our nasi lemak bento.
Time to find out for myself what will freeze better and go into ready-to-heat meals.
All right.
Okay, so our chicken is thawed in this very big cold room.
Yeah, nice and shitty.
Overnight. Okay, so one strip we cut into 3. Your turn to shine.
Are some meats easier to cook than others?
Chicken freeze well, but the way you prepare is very important. So next time we are doing a cooking, try to thaw your frozen chicken in the chiller. It actually tastes as good as a fresh chicken. I'm going to introduce you to my head chef, James.
Okay.
Over here, we are doing the honey fried chicken, already been marinated, and we push this in.
Let's go into the oven. And once this is cooked, does this then get packed away? Do you add any other preservatives or additives to it?
If the customer needed it to extend the shelf life, then we do. So here we are looking at both natural and E-label preservatives.
So what are these types of additives?
Yeah, so natural preservative came from natural ingredients like sugar cane. So we have 2 different preservative here. One is the vinegar-based. The other preservative is a sugar-based product like sweet sauces. By adding this, we can extend the shelf life from 3 months to 6 months, 6 months to 1 year.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. And the natural preservative costs more expensive than the E-label preservative.
I see, okay. And what are the E-label preservatives?
E-label preservative, basically, as you can see, it is sodium benzoate. It also increases the shelf life.
At which stage is this normally added?
During the final stage of the cooking. So some recipe like 200 kilos, 300 kilos of sauces that we are making, it only require 0.001 gram.
Oh, so little for so much sauce?
Yes. It's about this much.
Wow, and that will help increase the shelf life?
Yeah.
Okay, now we heat it up. Boom.
There we go. Ching.
Ooh, okay. Ah, there you go. Wow, that was quick and nicely sealed.
Yep. So after this, we send it into a blast freezer.
Okay. So this is the freezer, right?
Yep.
All right.
Let's move this.
And that's it. So in 4 hours, this will be frozen.
It'll be rock hard.
Preservatives are one type of food additive. There are other types of food additives that can be used for enhancing flavors, colors, or textures. Simple Foods tells me they don't add much additives, but many other manufacturers rely on them to make frozen meals look and taste better and last longer.
So I'm halfway through the experiment, back to stock up for the last 2 weeks, but I've noticed that the portion sizes can be quite small. So this time, we've decided to expand the range. Wholesome and nutritious quick meals. This is interesting. They've got watercress soup, ABC soup, lotus root soup, 1 soup, and 1 fish. And it all adds up to $129. If I divide that by 20, $6.45 per meal. Okay, so a bit more expensive than previous time, but that's because I've also intentionally chosen meals which are, I guess, more nutritious, have less preservatives, less additives.
So I'm into my final week of eating ready-to-heat meals. Today I'm having a char siu fried rice and a wonton soup. I still find them all salty. They're all just really salty in general. But I also noticed that you can find a wide variety of food out there. It all depends on what you pick to eat. Well, folks, I'm down to my last frozen meal for the experiment. I'm so done with eating ready-to-heat meals. Now the question is, what has it done to my body? So tomorrow, I'm going to see the doctor to get a blood test, and then we'll find out.
It's been a month. I'm back at Dr. Lim's clinic. If you remember, John, our executive producer, was also on the same diet. We're both here to receive our test results.
Morning, doctor.
Nice. Hey,
We are here.
welcome back. Come, let me just give you the results first. Okay, this is for you, and this is for you.
Thank you.
Okay. We've seen quite a big increase in your saturated fats, your bad cholesterols, what we call the LDLs. For both of you, there's been about 10 to 20% increase in your cholesterols, which is quite significant. LDLs, as you may have heard, they're the cholesterols that are responsible for causing coronary artery blockages.
Right.
We check your kidney function and your liver function. For John, there was a very, very slight increase in your liver enzymes, basically, which shows a bit of inflammation in the liver, which could be tied to the increase in the LDLs as well.
And are we able to sort of blame it on those meals, on that diet?
Well, I mean, most likely from, that's the only thing that changed, right, in your last 1 month.
We don't usually eat ready-to-heat meals every day, but for this experiment, we did it twice a day, 5 days a week, for 30 days straight. We wanted to see what happens when convenience becomes a lifestyle.
So now that I know what it's done to my body, I want to know why. What is it about the food that has caused this? And I'm wondering, how many can I actually safely eat in a week?
I received my results, and it showed that both John and my bad cholesterol levels have gone up, while the rest of the health markers remain consistent. But remember, we were eating ready-to-heat meals for a whole month. I'm bringing the result to Carolyn. She'll be able to tell me what caused this increase.
Hey Carolyn.
Hi, Steve.
So these are the blood test results for John and I, and basically the doctor said our bad cholesterol went up by about 10 to 20%. Do you think it's because of what we were eating and because we're eating it for so long, like 30 days?
Well, it is possible. Why don't we take a look at a few examples of what you ate?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, these look familiar.
Yes, these are some examples of food you actually ate during the last 1 month.
Okay.
Let's look at the first example, right? So when you look at a product, food product, you look at the nutrition information panel, and here you can see that the calorie content is 676.
Okay.
You look at protein, you look at total fat as well as carbohydrate, as these gives you energy. So zooming into the total fat, you can see that it's pretty high, and a lot of that fat is actually coming from saturated fat, because too much of saturated fat is linked to bad cholesterol in the blood.
Oh, and that's not good, right?
That's right, yeah. So another thing that I want to bring attention to is the sodium.
Yep.
Per day, a person is supposed to take not more than 2,000 milligrams of sodium.
But here it's already over 1,800.
This is very close to 2,000 milligrams.
Okay.
Right, so in one meal, you're almost getting what you're supposed to take in a day.
And why is too much salt bad for us?
In the long run, it can increase your risk of hypertension, blood pressure, and of course increases your risk of heart disease.
Okay.
Right? Let's look at this meal here. This is mainly just starch, so there's no meat, there's no vegetables there. Now the one here is slightly better.
Okay, yeah,
the
it seems like green vegetables, the
exactly.
wonton, yeah?
It's got a little bit more vegetables and it's got actually some meat in there. So it is relatively better than this one here.
Let's say I have to eat these meals because I have no choice. Is there a healthier way to do it?
Definitely, just read the labels.
Okay.
Right? Look at the 100-gram column of the products so that you're comparing same quantities. Now, in this product, you have 7.5 grams
of total fat.
Of total fat in 100 grams.
Versus 1.4 grams.
That's right.
Saturated fat, 0 versus 2.6 grams.
Exactly.
Okay.
So when you are trying to cut down on saturated fat, just look at the 100-gram column.
Okay.
And that way you can choose foods specifically that are lower in fat content. And that's going to do good for the cholesterol
less
in
fat
your blood.
generally is a good thing, yeah.
Exactly.
I learned that it's best to not have more than 6 to 7 grams of saturated fats per meal.
Another thing that we tend to neglect is actually dietary fiber. Vegetables give you that, fruits give you that, right? And let's look at these 3 meals. You can see that there are hardly any vegetables in there, except a little bit of greens there, perhaps for color.
But what can I do about that?
Here you go.
Eat this together with this.
Together, that's right.
I see.
So when you add a vegetable portion to your meal, right, it improves the entire nutritional profile of it.
Yeah, it changes it to, I guess, a more balanced meal overall, right?
That's right, yeah.
But at the end of the day, I guess it sounds like these are meals you should not be eating too often, right?
Not too often. Try to limit it to less than 4 times a month.
Currently, most of our ready-to-heat meals are blast frozen. Blast freezing is a method used to lock in freshness. It freezes things in a few hours, hence preserving texture, flavor, and nutrients. But even then, additives are still used sometimes to protect the food and stop bacteria growth.
In 2020, two engineers discovered a new way to freeze food and to have it last for 2 to 3 years with its taste and texture maintained, and all without the use of additives.
And the next thing I knew, I was subjected to a blind taste test.
Chicken rice. Okay, let's see. Smells pretty fragrant. Very good. This one, not as much smell, but also very tasty. So besides the fragrance from the rice, I mean, I couldn't really tell the difference. I would say this one on my right was the freshly cooked version. This one on my left is the frozen version.
Okay, now I bring you to the next dish.
All right.
So in front of you now, there's 2 plates, both are unagi sushi.
Yum. Tastes just like the usual stuff. Okay, I can't tell the difference honestly, but if I have to make a guess, this is the freshly cooked one and this is the frozen version.
So now you can take off your blindfold.
Okay, let's see what they look like. Ooh, visually, they look exactly the same. I would not be able to tell if you serve this to me in a restaurant or a cafe anywhere, I would not be able to tell the difference as to whether they were frozen or not.
So what you have ate, these are all store-bought, frozen with agri-freeze,
Yeah.
and this have kept for 6 months before you are tasting this.
And it still managed to retain its fluffiness. I always thought the rice would, become really hard.
So when you freeze a product, you're actually freezing the water content within the product. So in a typical normal blast freezing process, the ice crystals are generally bigger with sharp edges. What happens is that this sharp edges ice crystals will puncture the cell membranes of the food product. When you bagger freeze something, you are controlling the formulation of the ice crystals, making them smaller and rounder, and aligning the ice crystals accordingly so that this minimizes the damage for the product itself. You can freeze things as it is, without additional chemicals, additive, without added sodium, sugar, or fats. You can just freeze it.
This technology is currently being marketed to food manufacturers in Singapore and the region. And if all goes well, we'll be seeing ready-to-heat meals that use this technology in the market soon.
Oh yeah. So if you recall, during the show, we did an experiment and found that ready-to-heat meals actually taste just as good as the freshly cooked ones. And John and I also embarked on a month-long experiment with those meals, and in the end, our health test showed that, well, ready-to-heat meals are something you should not be eating too often or on a regular basis. So I guess today you can say I'm making up for all that lost nutrition. I've got a whole bunch of vegetables. I'm going to make up for all those meals that didn't have any of these. Let's start with the veg. Ooh.